Hello, my name is Dr. Janeen Detrick with Good Vibrations Energy Clinic, LLC. GoodVibesClinic.com. Feel free to email me at Janeen, Janeen, at goodvibesclinic.com to receive more clarity on the amazing technique that I'm about to teach you or any other question I can answer for you and help you with. Today, I want to teach you the amazing technique called the 1-minute energy management exercise. The 1-minute energy management exercise increases your effectiveness throughout the day because of the fact that it will amplify your energy, give you amazing chemicals pulsating through your veins so that you can feel good all day long, which of course is going to cause you to be more effective in your work. So let's get started. First of all, it's 1 minute of a sudden onset, a sudden burst of energy. Now that's going to mean something different for you than it does for everyone else. Please know that utilize and implement this energy management exercise in the way that best serves you. It'll be different for everyone, and you have to decide how to do it for yourself. If you are under a doctor's care, please continue doing what your doctor says. Allopathic medicine is also divinely inspired, and there is a time and a place for everything. So, let's proceed. A sudden onset of a burst of energy, just 1 minute. Now, what does that mean? For me, I jump up and I do jumping jacks or run in place for 1 minute. The idea is to get your heart rate up for 1 minute. Now, for some people, it might mean you stay in your seat and you simply lift your arms and legs up and down. That might get your heart rate up. Do what is best for you at your current level of conditioning. Then, after you get your heart rate up for 1 minute, you plop down in your chair. Take a deep breath in and say thank you to put yourself in a vibrational frequency of gratitude. Say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. While your heart rate is returning to normal. We call that the recovery period. So for many of you, the recovery period will actually be longer while you're first beginning to implement this energy management exercise than is the 1 minute of exercise. That's okay. Over time, your cardiovascular conditioning will actually improve, but that's not the reason you're doing this. You're actually doing this for the chemicals that it releases throughout your body. So 1 minute of a sudden burst of energy to get your heart rate up. Then plop down in your chair. Thank you, until your heart rate returns to normal. Then proceed with your workday. Here's the magic of this 1 minute energy management exercise. First, with the sudden onset of exercise, you receive a burst of adrenaline. Well, that in and of itself would make you more effective in your day. You've got adrenaline pulsating through your veins. However, it doesn't even begin to stop there. Next, because the reticular activating system in the brain, which is the flight or fight response, the reptilian brain, actually goes into hyperactivity mode and thinks you are being eaten by a lion. So it doesn't want you to stop and consider this or think, gee, should I run? It gives you that burst of adrenaline followed by endorphin in order to empower you to be able to run more quickly and also to be able to alleviate any pain you might be feeling from the sudden on burst of activity. So first you get a shot of adrenaline, then you get a shot of endorphin. What is endorphin? The body's natural morphine. Well, if you have morphine pulsating through your veins, you're not feeling any pain. So, first adrenaline, second endorphin, the body's natural morphine. Next, When you drop down in your chair, the sudden stop actually trips and triggers the release of serotonin because you're in this relaxed state. What is serotonin? Serotonin is the body's enthusiasm drug. Well, who can't work more effectively throughout their day, and feel better throughout the day when they have a shot of serotonin 4 times throughout the day? So the body's enthusiasm drug, serotonin, is next in line. But serotonin only stays in the body for 20 minutes. But now the magic of this technique is that you have a chemical cocktail going on, 3 different chemicals pulsating through your veins. So the chemical cocktail trips and triggers the release of the next chemical in the lineup, and that is dopamine. What does dopamine do for you? Dopamine sustains the effect of the serotonin for an hour and a half instead of only 20 minutes. So you get enthusiasm pulsating through your veins for a whole hour and a half because now you've got dopamine sustaining the effect of the serotonin, plus you've got that endorphin so you feel no pain, and that adrenaline makes you work faster and more effectively. But we're still not done. Because of the body's natural biorhythms and the fact that you are of such a high water content throughout your body, the ebb and the flow of the tide causes when the moon comes up, your body begins to know that it needs to fall asleep. Because you've had dopamine sustaining the effect of serotonin, the enthusiasm drug, 4 times throughout the day, your body gets a signal. Hey, this person needs to fall asleep. Send melatonin. And you get a shot of melatonin to cancel the effect of the dopamine so that you can fall asleep at night. And as a result of doing this 1-minute sudden onset of energy 4 different times throughout the day, you pick the intervals. Whenever they are throughout the day, you pick the intervals. Try to pick them in somewhat of a regular time frame. For example, maybe 10 o'clock a.m. and then 1 o'clock in the afternoon and then 4 o'clock in the afternoon and then 6 o'clock in the evening. Something like that. When you do this, you're going to find, because of the melatonin shot that you get toward the end of the day, you're going to sleep more deeply at night and wake up more refreshed in the morning. So this absolutely is amazing to implement this technique because the sudden onset trips and triggers your metabolism and invigorates your metabolism for those of you out there wanting to lose weight or just simply wanting to have more energy. You get a shot of adrenaline, endorphin, so you feel no pain, serotonin, dopamine, and then melatonin. Now, let me tell you one additional side benefit of this. Sports psychologists Jim Lower and Tony Schwartz, who developed this amazing technique, and it is recorded in their book, The Power of Full Engagement, which is not a new book, folks. You'll be able to buy it used on any websites there are for used books. It's not a new book, but it's still absolutely brilliant, and the research is astounding. They discovered that the number 1 early indicator of a future diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease is the absence of regular bursts of dopamine. And this 1-minute energy management exercise gives you regular bursts of dopamine, so it can even invigorate your gray matter so it doesn't get spongy. All of these benefits just because you implemented 1 minute of sudden onset of activity, followed by full recovery, which means you let your heart rate go back to normal, and you do that 4 times a day. But you won't know if it works unless you do it. I'm Dr. Janeen Detrick. I'll talk to you next.